Yeah, hi. So today in this video, so we are going to look on like how we are going to design any particular solutions for our client in terms of in with the help of like Power BI, Microsoft Power BI. So Power BI, we all know that that's a business intelligence tool, and I think there are a lot of videos available in the YouTubes and everywhere, like where people are trying to teach the technical aspects of the Power BI and all. But I think if you are into any farm or if any corporate, then I think you need to think something which is beyond just the technical capabilities of the platform or the tool. So in this case, like we are going to look on if you are trying to upskill yourself into this like Power BI, or you want to do some sort of like Power BI, like design some sort of Power BI solutions, and also what are the things that you actually keep in mind, and what are the things you need to like put in your mind, and how you should go ahead with the solution. So here we can see, like in this case, so if we are going to design any particular solutions on the Power BI, so what are the important things that we need to keep in our mind? So in this case, so first think of like any business problem. So first of all, why do we need Power BI? So in what case we can say we need some sort of like visualizing software to visualize the input or something like that. It's not just about the visuals or the charts or something like that, because I think if you have like a little bit of data set, and I think Excel also handle like quite bit of data, but the point is like if you can do some sort of like charts or transformations into Excel itself, and you just come up with some sort of like a pie chart, donut chart, or something like a bar chart, then what is the point of bringing all these stuffs to Power BI? So you need to think in a particular way, like why we need Power BI. So Power BI comes into picture. So in specifically, like if we say like the data set which is there is some sort of like real time connections, or the data set is too fast, or that is stored in somewhere else. So there I think the raw data is so hectic, and what I said, the raw data is not in a good structure or good format. So we are just interested to bring some sort of like valuable insights from the raw data. So in that particular case, I think Power BI is a brilliant tool to transform the data, and also we can calculate new fields, and also we can set different level of access, and we can create the dashboard, and we can see like what's going inside the business in all about the descriptive way. So what is happening, that is something which we are going to answer with the help of the BI tools and all. So this is something like in this case, like if you are going to solve any solution for your client, or you are just trying to design a project or a solution in terms of like Power BI, so you need to consider like couple of things. So I think the first thing you need to keep in mind, that you need to keep handy your business document. I think business document is the like key document if you are trying to design any sort of solution or something like that. So in business document, you need to just like see like what are the sign offs, and what are the different like KPIs or the metrics which the business has agreed, or the business comes up with. Now if you think about like the industry, as per the industry, the insights people are seeking from the business, that is very different. And also I think it is very much into the persona level. So if you look after like a retail business, the retail business KPI is way different, and the business document is completely different as per the need. So what are the KPI, what are the modules that you need to put into your dashboard? That is something where business document will help you a lot. So always get your business document handy. The next thing is like the think about your KPIs and all. So in any business there is some sort of like performance indicator is there. So if you are thinking about any e-commerce site or something like that, apart from the retail business or something, if you took it in a separate way, like the stores, physical stores and outlets, so the e-commerce site, and if all the sales are happening through online, then what are the things that you need to consider while designing, and what can be the possible KPI? So you need to think in that way, that for any e-commerce there are the KPIs that are very very important, that is the bounce rate of the site, like how the customer's bounce rate is happening in different page. So what are the card bill values and all. So these are the things which are very much aligned with the business. Just like a software industry, they are very much interested into calculating the ARR, or average recurring revenue, and all these stuffs. So in the same way, like if we think about a retail business or any physical store or something like that, then the business is interested to know that what are the customer footfalls, or what is the average basket value or bill value. So what are the bill transactions that happened into the stores, and what are the like conversion rate, and all this type of like insights we can expect from any raw data which we have collected from the business. And we can think about like how we can design a holistic and a better customer experience, and we can create some sort of like customer value, and we just keep growing in the modern era. So think about your KPI in a very like better way. Now the point is like in any company, or if you are in corporate, so how you are going to know that for what business, like what are the KPIs that you need to take like into your mind, or you need to consider it. So in this particular case, you need to reach out to some sort of, you can reach out your senior managers or something like that, of who are expert in this particular fields, or they have some sort of like domain knowledge or some business expertise. You can ask them, and you just note down that what are the possible KPIs for a particular business, and you just you give yourself a kick, and you just like think in a particular way. Or another I mean very effective way is to reach out to the client and ask them in an interview or any calls or anywhere. Like you just have a conversation with the client, and you just ask them like what are the possible like metrics or the KPI that you are interested in. What are the things that you are interested to know about your business? What are the gaps there? What are you are trying to like what are the steps you are trying to think like to mitigate those type of gaps, and what are your expectations? These are the things which matters a lot in terms of like if you are thinking in like designing some sort of like KPI. That is something which is very important. The next thing which you need to think about is like how you are going to represent your data. If you have like 10 or 15 KPI, so each of the KPI, they are very unique. Some KPI have some sort of like certain benchmark or something like that, and some KPIs are not nothing but just a percent of total. So what type of visual representations you should put there, what are the scaling there, what are the ranges there, that you need to also think about a bit. And the another thing which is very important is to like know the Power BI service and all. So I think Power BI service is like consists like a major chunk or major portion of like Power BI expertise. So if you want to like design some sort of like better solution to the client, then you must know Power BI like service. The another thing is like matching the client's expectations. So always communicate with your client or like business, like what are the expectations or what are they looking for in the Power BI solutions. So you need to be very focused, like what are the expectations are, and how you are going to design the solutions and deliver the solutions in a better way. So if we go to the like understanding the KPI, so think about a raw data. So if you look after like any raw data in any like stores or something like that, you will see that there are a lot of transactions that is happening. So there are like lot of data that is captured like through billing machine, and also we can say like different way we are trying to capture the data, maybe the scans or the entry scans, and also we are just trying to count that what are the expected footfalls and all, and how much sales we have done, and what are the details we are collecting from the customer. So all these type of transactional data and operational data, all these data are coming into raw format, and that are stored into different databases and all. So from the raw data, you need to bring that data, and you need to come up with some sort of like metrics, and for that you need to make some sort of transformation to the data. So you need to count, like suppose if there, if you know that there are the sales data that is there, and you have the details of the square feet area of the particular store in a particular city. So in that case, if you want to come up with a matrix which is saying like sales per square feet or something like that, then in that particular case you need to come up with your own calculation that this is something which we are looking for in our business, and the matrix is actually effective in our industry. So you need to think in that way. You need to come up with like some sort of like unique solutions, or maybe you need to think a bit more on the KPI, or what the business prioritize the most, and what are the possible way to look after the data, and how we are get to know like the whole picture or what is happening. So the descriptive way to understanding like what the data is trying to tell us, what is the story. So in this particular case we are looking to like understand that how we are going to evaluate the performance of like any business or something like that. So you can also see like there are options like average bill value or ABV, and also like total sales, that is very like common and we can just pull and all. So average bill value, that is something which you need to calculate, and also discounts are there, and so you need to calculate new fields. You just think a bit about how the business is operating, what are the business process, what are the business priorities and all, and just you need to think in like in a particular way to come up with a solution. So after this, if we are looking for like what are the important things that we need to know in terms of like becoming a Power BI expert, or to design any Power BI solutions or something like that for our client. So basically the important things which you need to know is like data modeling, and also you need to know that how to map the data with which mean with one another. So think about like there are different type of databases, and sometimes you have to calculate your own date and time table, or we can say like calendar table and something like that. So you need to create like new tables, and you need to connect the dots, you need to connect like different fields. And now the point comes like in what way you are going to connect like different tables. So think about, there is a table where there is the order details, there is order ID, and the customer ID is there. And there is another table which has the customer details as per the customer ID, what is the customer name, where the customer, like what is the customer address, what is the delivery address, and all these data are there. And another table, there are order details, like what are the product that is being ordered, so how, in which category the product is coming under, and all these stuffs are order related stuffs are there. What is the transaction ID, what are the order ID, so who are the, I mean, delivery guy who has handled this order, and all these stuffs are there. Now think about the common field or the way to connect like different like data tables. So if you have like different type of like databases and data tables, so how you are going to connect the overall tables, and you will come up with a holistic picture or a connected data. That is something which is very important in terms of like relationship mapping, or we can say data modeling. So we can map to like one to many or many to one. This type of relationships is very important, and you need to know all that. So this is something which will help you to just connect the dots, and you can design some sort of effective solutions or dashboard in Power BI. The next, which is very important, that is Power Query transformation. So we can do a lot of slicing, dicing, and we can do a lot of transformations, or what we can say pre-processing into the data with the help of like Power Query. So if we look at Power Query, there are a lot of options like pivot, unpivot, and we can also do different type of like basic transformations, and we can do some sort of like merging, and we can do like some sort of cell transformation, format transformation. All these type of things we can do with the Power Query transformation. This is something which is very important if you are just pulling the raw data from the server, and you want to do some sort of pre-processing, or you are trying to calculate new fields. And also in this particular case, I think Power Query transformation is a very important thing for Power BI people to know. The next thing which is very important, that is this Power BI service. I think there are a lot of like stuffs which is being covered into Power BI service, and you need to be very clear about that, because ultimately when you have already designed your solutions, you need to publish the solutions, and you need to share it with the stakeholders of the company, and you need to get collect the feedback, and you need to share the dashboard as well. So in this particular case, if you are looking into Power BI service, you need to know there are a couple of things which are very important into this Power BI service. So first thing is like schedule refresh. So sometimes you need to create like different pathway or gateway, which we say. So different gateway or some sort of configuration is required if you are pulling the data from the SQL server or something like the different databases. So in that case, you need to create or establish the gateway, and you need to build a connections to connect the data with the service, so that you can schedule the automated refresh of the database or the data into the Power BI, which is flowing into the Power BI. So automatically in a scheduled time, or we can say you can also configure it into real time also, so to just load the data in a particular way or to refresh the data. The next thing is the app design or the application design. In Power BI, one of the most important thing is to design an app. After you have designed some sort of dashboard, you need to create you have to create like different kind of like application layout for different personas access level, or we can say like you can create a sort of hierarchy based on the like at what level what are the dashboard or information that need to be shown to the user and all. So you can manage like who are the people are going to see, like what type of information and what type of dashboard they are going to have. So this is something which is very important if you are looking into like if I want to design the dashboard into like power, suppose mobile, so mobile view, so I want to see the dashboard into my mobile phone or cell phone. So in this particular way, if you are trying to share your dashboard into different like personas or user, and you have like different set of priorities into like what type of module you are trying to show in a different level, and all these steps can be handled through the Power BI app design. The next latest and important thing which is important, so sorry, so one I think thing is there, that is so one more important thing which is there, that is the Power BI Gen AI Copilot. That is very important. So nowadays every business and clients, they expect that we are interacting with a personalized chatbot to interact with the insight. So we don't want to spend time to just hovering the dashboards, and we just try to slice and dice, and we just try to find the accurate information from the dashboard. So I think the Gen AI Copilot is a very like latest, I can say, means solutions, and very like super advanced like solution, which will help you to connect with the insights in a way like we chat. So we just write a prompt, or with the help of our prompt, we can like tune the dashboard like Copilot, and we can just use it. So if we want to get some sort of like information of the top 5 countries or something like that, or maybe we are interested to see like what are the top 5 like customers who has like purchased the most. So in this like questions where we need to have like we just want to have like certain answers and all, so in that particular case, like what we can do, like we can just write our message, or we can just communicate with the chatbot or the chatbot window, and the chatbot will automatically gives us the results as per the insights or as per the findings into the Power BI. So I think all these technologies and all these together, like all these like things together, create a very holistic view, like how you can design a particular solution to the to the clients, and you can like understand like if you are solving some sort of problem, how you are going to address it, what are the steps that you need to follow, how you need to communicate, like what are the things you need to keep in mind, and what are the latest update like the AI Copilot and all. So you need to think in a particular way, and I think this will help you to design the solutions in the projects, or you can deliver a better solution to the client. So like you can find like all this relationship mapping and all these technical videos in the YouTube and all, but what I covered is like what are the like key things that you need to keep in mind while you are in corporate or you are trying to solve some sort of like solution for the client or something like that. So I think that is a very I think vast thing to cover, like all these technical stuffs and one by one and all. So my point of view is to just give you a thoughts and perspective, like how you should process and what are the key things that you need to know if you are trying to be a BA, or if you are trying to design some sort of solution to the client, or you are trying to design some solution for the projects or something like that. So in this video we will just try to keep it short as possible, and I think these are the like informations which wanted to share with you. And I think if you have any questions or if you have any queries, then you can just paste it into the comment section. So I think we can just put the comments, and we can just look after like to if we have any queries, and we can just have a like communication, like how we can learn better and we can design like better solutions for the client, or we can understand the business better or the technology in a better way. So that's all for today. Thanks for like watching, and I hope we will meet in the next video.